Hey, this is Christopher.
And Luik.
And we're going to demonstrate today the techniques we use with Starbond EM-2000 thick CA glue along with accelerator. This stuff is really, really cool. This method we're gonna use while we're building a RiteWing spec wing. Why is what we're gonna show everybody today so unique?
It's a true spar method designed by Chris Click.
Shout out to Chris Click. We're really stoked to be featuring this glue method for sparring this spec wing from RiteWing. So this CA glue is different than other CA glues because Starbond actually hand mixes every batch of this stuff that they ship out. It is fresh. It is really, really strong, and we're gonna demonstrate later on how much abuse it can take. It's pretty cool. And then the accelerator, or kicker as some people like to call it, is really powerful stuff. It actually allows the drying time to be reduced from its already really lightning fast dry time of a few minutes down to 30 to 60 seconds, maybe even less. The label actually says 10 to 20 seconds. That's crazy. This is actually gonna be our very first application of Starbond EM-2000 and the accelerator. We're gonna open up the box. It comes with 2 nozzles, which is really great. A lot of companies only send you one, the one that comes on the bottle. We're gonna cut just a little bit out of this. It also has a really great little saver cap with a pin needle in the center so we don't get any clogs as it's stored. And it comes with a whole bunch of these tiny little applicator needles, which make applying the glue to really tight spots even more easy. And we're gonna adjoin these 2 surfaces. Louis, I'm gonna have you apply just a little bit of glue right along that seam. Good. Now normally this would take a few minutes to dry, maybe less, but we have accelerator. I want you to spray right down the center. Doesn't need much. Boom. Good. Count to 10. There is our first Starbond joint. Woo! That just demonstrates how fast the accelerator cures the Starbond. I mean, that's not coming off. That's pretty awesome. Let's spar with them, shall we? On guard! We take the spar and we're gonna lay it into every slot. You usually push the tip in a little bit to where it stops. One really important thing is you don't want to run your finger down these fiberglass spars. You will get little bits of fiberglass in your finger and it will hurt for a long time. Gently press them in.
Satisfying when they're done.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? What I typically like to do is find where the end mark is, raise it up out of the bed a touch, and then move the cutters in. Snip it. So I have maybe 1/8 of an inch play between the end of the spar and the wing edge. We're going to continue sparring the rest of the top side of the spec wing. Again, notice we are not putting any glue on this yet. We are just laying all the spars in, ready to receive glue in a second. One thing to note. See how we have some cross sections? We have spars that actually overlay each other. You have to decide which spars you want to go on top and which spars you want to go on the bottom. Now that we have the spars laid out, we get to hit it with the EM-2000 and then the accelerator to lock this wing exactly as we have it laid out.
Like on the Kraken in the Lego movie.
Sweet! Exactly right, man. That's exactly what it is. We are freezing these Lego pieces in place forever. Now you can't do this with traditional methods of sparring the wing because you have the spar and you're laying it in with goop or welders or whatever it is you're using. It just gets messy. Then you gotta put all these weights on it and pin things together, and it takes a lot of time. This is literally gonna be done in less than 15 minutes. That's crazy. I'm gonna take the Starbond and I'm gonna lay a bead in right over top. Now what you're gonna notice as I go along is that the EPP is actually going to wick in some of the Starbond. A lot of people are wondering, hey, why don't you put the Starbond in first and then lay the spar on top? Well, first of all, my fingers would get stuck all over the place. We don't like that. And secondly, you don't need to because the Starbond actually gets wicked into the EPP foam, and you're gonna see that happen right before your very eyes. So now I'm making sure this spar is exactly the way I want it. I'm gonna take the Starbond, I'm gonna start laying a bead in. Now you can watch it. It's actually gonna get sucked in to the EPP. Take a paper towel and just gently smooth out some of these lines. Now comes the fun part. We're gonna hit every line. Go ahead. It's been less than 20 seconds, and aside from the accelerant, which is still kind of evaporating, the glue is completely solid and dry to the touch. You have never seen a wing sparred so quickly or so strongly ever. Ever?
Ever.
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 Wow. So dude, that's the wing. I mean, that is amazing. Nice!
We've done beautiful work.
We have done beautiful work. Starbond EM-2000, thick, it's amazing. High performance, premium cyanoacrylate. It's awesome stuff. We love it. And we're here to do a shootout between Starbond and over-the-counter Loctite.
We're gonna put them to the test. First, the smash test.
We're literally gonna smash these spars that have been glued into a piece of foam with a hammer.
I'm ready. Now, the Starbond.
So the results of our strike test, Luik took the mallet, hit both of these spars. On the Loctite, we've noticed that it has actually separated from the foam where it was struck. And that's not good, bad for Loctite. However, with the Starbond, we've noticed that there is no separation. And I actually had Luik hit it 2 times just to see if we could get it to break. Neither of the spars split, which is great, but the Loctite definitely separated from the foam where the Starbond did not. So 1 check for Starbond and 1 X for Loctite.
Next up, the pressure test. These spars have been glued in with Loctite and Starbond. I'm gonna run over it with this tire.
So the results of the pressure test had our Toyota drive over these spars, and similar to the strike test, check it out. The Loctite actually separated from the EPP, whereas the Starbond is completely intact. Again, neither spar cracked or split, which is really good. But again, another win for Starbond.
Next is the fold test. We're gonna try and fold this foam and snap the spars by hand.
All right, so the results of our fold test are really interesting. Both spars definitely failed completely, but you'll notice that this one here, you can see it splintering and actually coming up out of the foam, whereas the Starbond broke right in place and there seemed to be no shards. It's just a clean break. We have all sorts of failure going on the Loctite, whereas the Starbond has a single point of failure. So again, another win for Starbond. I'd call that a medium failure for Loctite. So we are no professional engineers, nor do we know how to stress test things scientifically. We're just giving it our best crack. Get it?
Looks like the winner today is Starbond.
So yeah, maybe we could have controlled these tests a little better, used similar glues somehow. I know there's lots of different CA glue out there, but as far as we're concerned, Starbond was the big winner. So order some today, get working on your RC project, whether you are gluing Elevons, old school style, stick your fingers together, or repair filling in your teeth. Starbond is a pretty good option. Starbond is the name in RC CA glue. This is Christopher.
And Luik.
Have a great day.